I'm Ed Gordon. This season, we covered the historic run of President-elect Barack Obama. Over the next month, we'll bring you encore presentations leading up to our coverage of the inauguration of the 44th President of the United States. Today, a look back at our coverage of the Democratic National Convention and Barack Obama's big night. That's up next on an encore presentation of Our World with Black Enterprise. Hello everyone, I'm Ed Gordon. Welcome to this special edition of Our World with Black Enterprise. All this week, all eyes on Denver as the Democrats made it official. Barack Obama headed toward the White House. We've talked to a number of people all week long. We'll have those interviews, our roundtable, and a look ahead in just a moment. But first, former Secretary of Labor and DNC Superdelegate Alexis Herman told us why this year's convention is history in the making. Sitting now with Alexis Herman, so good to see you.
It's good to see you,
as
Ed.
always. Let me ask you something now. You have been involved in this kind of event for a mighty long time. Talk to me about the exuberance you have seen at this year's convention. I suspect heretofore you've not seen anything like this.
I have not seen anything like this, and I have been working conventions since 1980. I ran the 92 convention, but this convention is over the top. I've never seen anything like it before.
Now, that being said, let me take you to the $64,000 question. How do you move this kind of euphoria from the idea of the intoxication of it to the nuts and bolts of it?
You move this convention to the nuts and bolts by making sure that we stay on message, that we continue to repeat the things that are being said here, that this election is really about the future, and that we continue to make it personal. One of the things that I think every speaker has done, starting with Michelle Obama, is to make this election personal. And if we continue to do that, touch your home, my home, every home in this country that will benefit from having Barack elected as president, he's going to be elected.
Now, making it personal is interesting for Barack Obama from this perspective. In the black community, we laugh and say, look, guys, if he gets elected, he ain't black man or black president of the United States. He's president of the United States yet. There's a want from black America to make it personal and speak to us as we've never been spoken to from 1600 Pennsylvania. How does he find that fine line?
I think that he's already found that fine line. We are all the product of our experiences. And there is no way that Barack Obama can leave behind who and what he has struggled with, his challenges, what he has had to overcome to be where he is today. So I am not worried that the African-American community, all communities, are going to benefit from the leadership of Barack Obama.
Alexis Herman, always good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick joined us and started by telling us what the Democratic nominee has to do to attract undecided voters.
Well, first of all, I think we're coming out of Denver unified, excited, fired up, and ready to go. And a point I keep making is that, as chaotic as the National Republican Party is, as clear as the evidence is that of failed leadership in the current administration and more of the same that John McCain wants to bring, Democrats shouldn't assume that a Democratic victory is assured because of discontent with Republicans. We got to work. And that means working at the grassroots. Doesn't mean just trying to introduce the candidate or the cause to the American people in 30 and 60-second commercials in the last few weeks of the campaign. It's going door to door. It's taking names. It's talking to people who you think might disagree with you about where the country is and what our opportunity is and the leadership that Barack Obama brings, getting people to the polls and driving it home.
How much do you believe that there has to be a laser focus on the idea that even those Hillary supporters who suggested they weren't going to come around will eventually come around, but the idea of the independent voter, the person who has no want or inclination to come to something like this, is going to go to the polls?
You know what, Ed? I think this is so important because the issue, the vision that Barack Obama is offering to the American people the opportunity. It's not a Democratic vision or opportunity, it's an American vision or opportunity. It's that one generation chance to move beyond your circumstances of birth and make a better way for yourself and your family.
What does he have to focus in on beyond, quite frankly, the political rhetoric that it runs high at things and events like this?
But what people are hungry for more than anything, I think, is not the perfect policy or program. It's leadership.
Let me try a question I tried with you when last we sat, and I already know the answer.
Then don't ask it.
I know you want to service the people of Massachusetts. Let me try it this way. If Barack Obama wins, and he looks across the landscape and looks to people that he believes work well and wants to tap in to his administration, will you at least take a deep listen?
Look, it's the president. But I'm going to have the opportunity as governor of Massachusetts during an Obama administration to have an incredible partnership on a whole host of issues that we're already moving on in Massachusetts. And Barack Obama is expansive enough and self-confident enough to consult and use people outside of his immediate circle and his administration to help him as well. And I hope he'll be able, and he can count on the governor of Massachusetts and me being able to support him any way I can.
Well, I tried. Governor Deval Patrick, I appreciate it.
Great to be with you, Ed.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Reverend Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter Bernice sat with us and talked about the significance of Obama's speech coinciding with the 45th anniversary of her father's famous I Have a Dream speech. Let me ask you something. So much is being made, obviously, of the connection with your father's wonderful and stirring speech. Talk to me, if you can, about how that must feel to you personally.
It's monumental that this is happening, and it's happening now on this anniversary. And I think it's so significant. It's as if we are saying, God, you know, our father's work, his sacrifice, and so many others is not in vain. And we're here to see and reap from the benefits of that.
Yet I would ask you, someone who has lived the idea of an iconic figure to us, but a father to you, a family member, a human being to you. Give us insight what you believe his family, him being Barack Obama, must be going through now with this kind of, as the press has deemed it, rock star status, but with the idea it's still daddy, it's still husband, it's still the human being Barack Obama.
Right. Well, I think on the one hand, it's obviously very exciting for these young girls at this time, but it's probably also a little scary and uncertain. But when I look at them like I look at myself, that they are special children. They're obviously prepared for it. They're handling it seems, from without well, and it's because of Michelle Obama and her posture, like my mother's posture. I mean, she made our family a priority, and I was so happy to hear her today to say her first priority as First Lady is to be mommy and to ensure that her children are secure and that they are raised appropriately. And I think that's going to make all the difference in the world, regardless of what's happening on the outside. What she does as mommy and what he does as daddy when they're not before the cameras, which will be rare times, will make all the difference in the world. It made a difference in our life.
From one who knows. Bernice King, thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Good to see you.